Folks, welcome back to Ravenwood Farm, and I'm not entirely sure what episode this is. It's episode 12, and we are going to see if we can take some more manure up to the BGA. It would be good if we can get some more processed. Going to send the big fent off on auto drive, and we're probably going to skip forward some time so we can get the grass ready to mow. In fact, I think the headlands and the area over by the industrial complex over there we could see in the background is in fact ready to mow, so we can get that done. So there goes the fent. I'm not sure if there is much capacity up at the BGA yet. It's the next day from when we were delivering it all before, but we will see. So we're going to stick the front mower on, and we're going to stick the forage wagon on the back, filled up with silage additive, because I'm going to make grass silage for this. The plan is to sell this either to the animal feed store or the BGA. Not sure which way we're going to go yet with that. I'm going to mow. We've got this big headland up here, another headland here that wraps around the field, and then the grass field over there by the freeway. Grass verge. It actually yields quite a lot of grass, although it's not a huge area. The combined yield off of all of this is enough grass that this is worth doing, and then we've got our own grass field which we're going to cut and make for grass silage as well, because we've got plenty of hay left, and the cows don't seem to be eating too much hay. So no, the BGA does not really have space, so we'll abandon that idea for now. We are stockpiling a lot of manure, quite a lot of slurry as well. So we may need to look at an option for getting that sold. First forage wagon full, so we'll tip that into the spare bunker. At the moment we've still got quite a bit left from last time when we made grass silage, so pretty good for cow feed. Round we go again. Yeah, I could have ploughed that pair of little fields slightly bigger, probably, in hindsight, but oh well. The grass is going to bring us some income, which is much needed at the moment. We are spending a fair bit of money and not making very much. So that's how it feels anyway. Yeah, so still waiting for the update for Calmsden to drop as I am recording this voiceover, which is the day before you'll see this video. So Calmsden, I'm hoping, will drop today. That would be pretty cool, because I really want to get going on there, but I want to wait for the update. So most of the features in the update you don't need a new save for, but some of them you do, so I may as well wait at this point, although I am kind of keen to get cracking on there. I realised I can cut this bit as well, so we'll do a line down here just to help tidy up the area, and we have another load full of grass. So one of the options I am looking at is a small BGA. Farm Sim Guy and Argsy put it in on their No Man's Land Survival series, and I'm kind of keen to get playing with the BGA. I've not really done anything with the BGA. I had one on the kind of map I was playing for fun on Yukon River, but I've just not had time to play that at all. So I've got 2 million litres of silage sitting on there. I just haven't had a chance to put it through the BGA yet. So I figure if I can get a small BGA on here, I think it's 130,000 or something like that, so we can probably take out a loan to afford it. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. And it would be a good use of this little postage stamp of grass we have behind the farm. Yeah, 60,000 litres in there already. Just finishing up this area of grass. We've got a bit of cut stuff to tidy up, and then we'll skip forward, and our grass field should be ready to mow at that point, and we can get that done. So you'll see later on in this video, and it's prompted because one of the things that I'm wondering is whether we could increase our slurry and manure utilization by using it for fertilizing contracts, but most of the fields on the map are stuck in the needing ploughing or cultivating state, so I actually get a bunch of ploughing and cultivating contracts done. Do some of them in game, and some of them I do, or from the video, some of them I do afterwards, just to try and turn around a bunch of the fields that seem to be stuck, so that we can maybe get some planting. We're quite late in the year, by the time I get around to doing it, but some planting and fertilizing contracts, because that's another way we could get rid of this stockpile of manure. Compacted the pit as it is now. We will obviously be adding more grass in the morning, which we're going to skip through to now, but I figured if it's compacted it will be an easier job once we start adding even more. So the grass we mowed is growing, obviously needs a bit of time to be ready to do anything with, but our real grass fields are ready, so I'm going to get stuck into mowing those, and we'll worry about getting the cows fed a little bit later on. I think selling silage and maybe hay is going to be our way of getting some income going. We're not that far away from harvesting the barley field, actually. It's June or July, I think, so we're pretty close to being able to harvest that, and we're not going to have much to do between now and then once we've got this grass cut and then rolled for fertilizing. So very soon we should be into what for me, sadly, will be harvesting the first field that I've planted in FS22 intentionally that's not for testing. I've done some harvesting contracts, but not a field that I have planted and then harvested. So the postage stamp is cut. There was a random lump of grass there, so we'll get that picked up and we'll start adding to the pit. Need to pick up some fuel while we're here. I really like the mechanism that FS22 has, that you get your, well, you could pick it up yourself, but you get your fuel delivered in bulk and then you use it. I think that's so much more realistic than either paying as you use it, or the other only approach you used to have was you would have to get a trailer and deliver it yourself. I don't see that many farmers of the scale that we run a farm would have their own fuel tanker. So I think this is a really good improvement in FS22 and really helps with the realism side of things. You didn't get to see it, but I managed to not Austin power myself and not get stuck in the corner this time. I just avoided it, but I didn't have the camera rolling. So you'll have to take my word for that, I'm afraid. You trust me, don't you? Yeah, you do. Right, so let's get stuck into the bulk of the field. I actually think I need to cut another headland along this end. It's a bit tight for turning. And we're full enough with the max weight limit that it's not worth getting any more in. Whilst I like the realism of the max weight, it's kind of frustrating sometimes that you can't get a full trailer load in. It's just a little bit. Nearly done with mowing this, and then yeah, we're going to get that silage pit covered, or compacted and covered, and then we will get into some exciting ploughing contracts. Who doesn't love ploughing? There are a couple of baling contracts, but I don't think we really need to do those because we don't need more bales. They would bring in a load of cash, and it's something we could maybe do over the summer if things are quiet. But yeah, I really would like to try and get some fertilizing contracts up so that we can use up the manure and slurry that we have. We have a slurry tanker, we could lease a manure spreader, and we need to keep the slurry down. Or we need to put a slurry pit in, because if the slurry gets full, the cows stop producing milk. That is a feature of FS22. So yeah, we do need to manage that. And with our financial situation, getting a big slurry pit put in is probably not an option. We will have to look at getting rid of that slurry somehow. We may just throw it on the grass fields just to get it used. Even though they'll be fertilised, it's certainly a realistic option. Yeah. Just whack some of that slurry onto the grass and get it out of the slurry pit. It would be a waste of money, but we need the milk coming in. The milk's worth so much more. So videos that are coming up in the future as we get the pottinger washed and the case, I'm going to have a look at, I'm toying with doing a weather setup that will give stupid amounts of snow, and I also have another geo done which with seasonal growth on makes FS22 much more like FS19 without seasons or so crops grow in a couple of days and everything grows really quickly, and it grows all year, and you can plant all year and harvest all year. The bit that's putting me off releasing it is dealing with the Geo has bugged out my game. I know that's a Giants bug, and I've spent a lot of hours testing stuff. I appreciate people telling me reporting bugs, but yeah, I spent so many hours testing stuff to show actually no, it's not. That I'm getting to, I might just release stuff on, you know, limited. Part of it is because Oxy shared it and I put it on King Mods, and that's got it a lot more exposure. But I'm at the moment I'm not sure on those two. I want to do a video, and I'm not sure how to. So we're just getting into our first playing contract here. I want to do a video on how to find out what's broken your game. So you know you've started the game up, and your save game will only load to 60 or 80%, or when you try and do something it crashes. And I'm not a complete expert on that, but I have some methods I use to find these things out, and so I'm tempted to do a video on that. I want to do a video on beef cattle. Someone reminded me that in my most profitable animals I had not touched beef cattle, so I'm going to have a look at that probably. I want to revisit chickens because a couple of times I've seen that they've been rebalanced in one of the updates, and I don't feel like they're as profitable on my survival challenge as I thought they were. So we may revisit the chicken farm and just see how that compares to how it was in the past. And the other thing that I'm thinking of is I'm running out of ideas for tutorials for courseplay and auto drive. So if you've got any ideas, drop them in the comment below. I'm just leasing another plan to speed up the plowing contracts. The other thing is if you've got ideas, drop them in the comments. And what I'm thinking about doing is just a video that runs through the entire process of preparing, fertilizing, planting, drilling a field, harvesting the field, everything, using as much auto drive and course play as we can. I think that might be quite cool. We just need to get some fuel in the Fendt, and we're going to repair it as well because it's getting pretty battered. Most of the damage on that damage bar is the Fendt being in need of a service. So we're going to give Fendt a call, get them to come out and give it a quick once over. And I want to cry $23,000 to service our tractor. $23,000. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so I'm thinking that probably the next course play type video might be over a couple of videos of just working through the whole process of turning over a field from harvested through to harvesting again, using as much course play and auto drive as we can. Did that for grass pretty much, so I thought I might do it for an arable field. The other ones that I'm considering, so I've done one on sugarcane, maybe one on potatoes or sugar beet, because they're a different type of harvester again. Going to set up course play to run this big contract with the two tractors. Now we have the multiple tools mode or convoy mode. I found on convoy mode on this pretty much square field. Course play nailed it. There is what I find slightly annoying feature that the convoy fixes the distance. It doesn't use it as a minimum, so the case is waiting because the Fendt is not at that fixed distance. I find that quite frustrating, and I'm hoping that they will address it. And on this square field, these two tractors just nail it. I then try it on another field which is not quite so square, and it just goes completely wrong. A bit like my course play, multiple combine and auto drive slow setup video. They just get hung up on each other because one's trying to turn and then it's waiting for the other one to get within the distance, but the other one's waiting because the first tractor's turning, and yeah, it's just not pretty at all. So I'm not actually using normal workers on that one. Pretty much done with this contract and pretty much done with the video. So thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed this. If you're not already, click subscribe, turn on notifications, hit the like button. Don't smash it. We don't smash like buttons here. They are valuable. And leave me a comment below. I'll catch you next time on Ravenwood Farm.